Even if you aren't a speed runner, there's some extremely efficient ways to farm these 9-star monsters for Talisman. Here's what me and my guild have cooked up. As it stands at this moment, 3 of the 9 9-star monsters give you nearly double the Talisman: Gormagala, Lagiacrus, and Seregios. The Apexes, Mizusune, and Arkveld all offer pretty basic reward amounts. Jindahad can give a little more, but it isn't as efficient of a hunt, so keep that in mind. Now here we have a chart for the solo scaled HP values for each 9-star tempered monster. Of course, these values all go up in multiplayer, but this gives you a good idea of who takes the most work to get these rewards. Of the 3 earlier mentioned 9-star monsters, Laggy has the least HP for the most glowing stones. Gore has the most HP, so he's pretty inefficient to farm these, and Steve is in between, though I have a strategy for him that's pretty quick that I'll share a little later. So let's start with getting 9-star Laggy to show up on the map. Once you're hunter rank 100, it's the same method we use to get Laggy to spawn in Title Update 2. Go to the Ice Shard Cliffs, rest in your tent, set the weather to inclemency during the nighttime, and spend guild points. 90% of the time, you'll get Lagiacrus and likely a 9-star temper. The single hunts with him typically give between 8 to 10 Talisman, and if you're lucky enough, you'll get a dual quest with 9-star Laggy and 9-star Uthaduna, which can give you up to 20 Talisman. These are without a doubt the easiest hunts and can be the most efficient if you're able to keep Lagiacrus from entering his underwater sequence. The most efficient way my guild and I have found to do this is by luring Laggy to areas of the map that have environmental traps. Typically, we try getting him to the waterfall first if he doesn't spawn there already, dropping that on him, and then taking him up to Yinkutku's nest using barrel bombs to blow up the rubble up there and drop that on him. All this knocks a whole lot off his HP, and if you're able to put him to sleep for the wake up bonus, that's even better. This, mixed with judicious use of traps, flash pods, and tempered wounds, which give automatic knockdowns, typically will give you enough time to deal the damage needed to capture Laggy well before he can make his way back to his nest and hop in the water. And if he does get away, you always have that rubble that's on the way to his lair to get him out of the water one last time and make some Laggy baton purses. The key thing to remember here is don't just waste luring pods to keep monsters from escaping like you would in a speed run. Use them to actually lure them into traps, and in Laggy's case, away from his nest. Try to keep him in this top corner of the Scarlet Forest. Speaking of which, here's another cool luring trick for Seregios that I discovered on accident, but is just as efficient. For this, you want Steve to spawn in the Windward Plains during a thunderstorm, so go to the base camp, rest, choose inclemency, nighttime. A singular Steve quest is sufficient enough. Having Raid out there too is great, but you want to make sure you keep him separated from Steve for this strat. When you enter this quest, the first thing you want to do is use luring pods to take Seregios deep into Raid Owl's nest. You'll notice here that he can barely fight because the lightning strikes will pelt him. Given that thunder is his weakness, this does a lot of damage. And if you bring a thunder weapon to this fight, that's all the more havoc you can wreak on this angry ass pine cone. If you're able to keep Seregios in this area for a while, you can finish this fight with him pretty quickly, or at least get his health pool low, and basically the environment would have done most of the work for you. And those are a couple of the most efficient ways my guild and I have found to farm Talisman. My crew, the alignment, are playing as much 4DHS with this game as we can, and if you are as well, share some of your best strats with us in the comments below.